Hello. Welcome to our presentation. We are going to tell you about our new StAP Application Playground. It's a bit a story from about how we made the new program, and we also touch a little bit of history. So who am I, or who are we? We are from OHRA. OHRA is an online insurance company. And my name is Adriaan van Os. I am doing Smalltalk since '95. First started with Visualworks and Gemstone for about half of the time since. And the other half I work with VA Smalltalk at OHRA, or one of those names. And I'm also the developer of fastgoodies.com, which recently became 10 years old. And it's probably legacy quite soon, since VA Smalltalk Associations is working on Git connection, so who knows.
Yeah, hi, I'm Wouter van Zuilen. I've been working at our company since 2003 in several roles. And currently I'm the product owner of the Smalltalk team. Privately, I use Smalltalk, of course, a lot. So, yeah, that's me.
So a bit of our history at the company. I started in '06 in the south of the Netherlands to help create a platform for white label insurances. White label means that other companies sell our insurances, like maybe an IKEA or something. And we started with a fat client application as a starting point. And we extended it in a way to extract the Seaside application out of it. Maybe something you can do in Smalltalk, maybe you should not do it, but we did it anyway. And the office moved later to the Arnhem branch in Arnhem, and they were interested in one of the white label products. So we started to sell under our own brand as well in our white label stack. And then the company decided to stop the white label business, but since we had one of our own labels in the system just continued. But anyway, at some point there was more work for us in Amsterdam, and that's when we both joined the Amsterdam Smalltalk team under the Deltaloid brand. And there we worked for 3 years for income assurances. And that lasted like 3 years, and then the company got bought. And that also meant sort of end of life for that product line. So we both moved back to Arnhem to start something completely new. By the way, I live right in the circle there, so it's not a problem for me, all these movements. So the company ever changes, and all these names are legacy except for OHRA, basically, and the company that bought us. And well, you can see all these names still reflected in our class name prefixes all over the place. And for our new application, we decided to try be a little bit smarter, so we took StAP as a class name prefix, so they can buy and sell the company what they want, but we won't change the name of the application platform. So I mentioned there were, there has been like 5 Smalltalk applications in the company over the years, and those I mentioned are the 2 that are still in use. This is the OHRA pet insurance web shop, which I think I showed in Brest at some point, that shows your product sessions. So this is the one of our own brands in the white label stack. And being one of our own brands, it also meant there was a demand for connections to other systems of OHRA, which was not a need for the brands from outside of the company, of course. Well, and because of the Dutch, I also show this one. Dutch are very fond of caravans, and the caravan product is basically a service product for OHRA for customers with a car insurance. And the car insurance itself has never been a white label product, but we were kind of competing with the guys from the Java stack and us, and we could do it much cheaper, so we did this non-white label product in our stack anyway. It's also still there.
Yeah, a nice recap of our history, Adrian. Let's move on to our new application, StAP, which stands for Smalltalk Application Playground. It's a playground for us, but more importantly, also for our business. Oh yeah, StAP is Dutch for step. So we often talk about stepping forward, so we have some laughs about that, of course. And about the logo, well, maybe you recognize it. Our mother company uses SAP, so it's more or less inspired by that. And of course, the lowercase t, we had to explain often within our company if that was a typo, but well, of course, we had to explain that it's because of Smalltalk. So, what is StAP? StAP, yeah, it's an agile, moldable, extensible, sufficient complete insurance company, insurance application to experiment with new products and markets. So, does this scream Smalltalk? Does it? Well, actually, yeah, we see it as an innovation platform. So, we'll see something about it later. Okay, why StAP? OHRA is an insurance company, and we are specialized in private, non-life, and healthcare insurances. But these insurance products, the market is pretty saturated. So it's important for us to grow, to innovate, and find new products and markets to explore. We need to broaden our horizon. But we want to do this without bothering our existing business. Why is that? Well, changing the existing systems is pretty expensive. They are really stable, primarily built with Java and Oracle, but they are also complex and have many connections and dependencies. So changing them makes it expensive. And second, an experiment can also fail, of course, and we don't want to bother the existing systems and business when that is the case. So, let's continue. The position of StAP. Yeah, this is a nice diagram. In the first stage of a new idea, we've seen examples where this new idea is being tried out in systems like Excel and Access. But this is, of course, isn't sustainable. We need to be compliant as an insurance company, and the step to our primary systems is pretty big. As I told you, it's so expensive, and we needed something in between, and that's the position of StAP. So yeah, you see the same here. When a new product or experiment fails, we can dispose it. So, okay. Then our current propositions we have running right now. The first one is OHRA ZZP. ZZP is a Dutch acronym which stands for a freelancer or independent contractor. And we started. This was our first proposition. It actually contains 4 insurance products, and we started building this in December 2017, and finished it. Well, we went live with it in July 2018, so 6 or 7 months. And our second proposition is clicks, which is really interesting. It's an insurance product for if you lend or borrow somebody else's car. A lot of people think that when you borrow somebody else's car, everything is already being taken care of because of the insurance product of the car owner. But this isn't the case. So, yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, the results. This is also interesting. The clicks proposition I have to add. We started this in March 2019, and we went live in May. So this was only 2 or 3 months. We could reuse a lot of components we already built for the first proposition. This shows we can, actually develop new propositions really fast, and the results are really good too. For the ZZP proposition, we currently have 1,600 paying customers, and for the clicks proposition, what went live since May this year, we already have 2,000 applications. So this is really, really nice. You can visit the websites if you would like. Okay, so what you see here is the website of the first proposition, the ZZP proposition for the freelancers. This isn't built by us. This is built by a third party. The web shop is built in React with a Drupal CMS around it. But it connects to our APIs. We form the backend of this whole system. Okay, so minimal viable products. This has brought us a lot, so we wanted to mention it here. When we started with StAP, we also started developing based on a minimal viable product. I guess some or most of you have heard of this. In the old way, you started building just as long until the moment the whole product was done. But this could take a while. So, and you often built stuff that wasn't valuable or usable. So the minimal viable product, the idea is that you only build what you actually need to go live. And features or properties you don't need right at that moment, you postpone this and you build it later if you need to. So this has really brought us a lot, and it's yep.
So does this application do underwriting and application, or only the application?
It also does underwriting. Yeah. Yeah. So and also here, when a proposition fails, you have less waste. And yeah, of course, as soon as you are live, you get feedback from your customers. So you know better what to build and how to build it. So yeah, this is an example of how we've tweaked the proposition after we went live. For our StAP proposition, we only accept white-collar freelancers providing business services. So not all freelancers, no blue collars. And we solved this in the first time by using a whitelist. It's a list of professions which we accept. But we saw that a lot of customers were, well, creative. Because, for example, we've seen carpenters who say they were architects or engineers. So we got unwanted risks, and we needed to do something about this. So currently we are implementing an interface to the Chamber of Commerce. So this is a place where in the Netherlands and for businesses, yeah, we can get the activities of those businesses over there. So those customers don't have to choose a profession. They only select their own registration at the Chamber of Commerce, and we can get the activities of this customer. And we know for sure if we this customer or don't. So let's continue. Yeah, this is the front end of Clicks. Same idea. It's been built by a third party, which consumes our APIs. So, Adriaan.
Okay, here you see a list of reasons why we started a whole new application. We thought about reusing one of the two existing ones, but those had being stable requirements, so that was not that useful. They were also quite oldish, like 20 plus years, and they both had fat clients that we didn't really want anymore. And after 20 years, both of them were quite complex and not simple anymore. And so we wanted to get rid of all of those things. So we started with the new code base and just do some cherry picking from the existing applications. And what we also noticed that we had lots of changes to other people's code, like the VA base code or other libraries. And so we thought, do we throw them away or do we take them to the new application? And we sort of did both. If we could figure out that they were really required, we send a bug report right away to instantiations to fix it for next release. And if it didn't seem of any use anymore, it's gone now. And well, thank you for all the fixes, you guys. So, but if you start a new application, that raises some questions like, why still Smalltalk? Well, you see the reasons here. And the second one is a bit odd, maybe. So Andrew Glynn writes affectionately about Smalltalk every now and then. And he argues that every language, in order to survive, must be good in at least one thing. And one of the things Smalltalk is good at, that it's optimized for developers. And that's perhaps the reason we still use it. You could read it also a different way. Like you and me here in the room, after like 40 years, nothing came after Smalltalk that made us stop coming to this conference. So then, if you say still Smalltalk, then you could also change dialect still. But now here are the reasons that we did not do that. The experience of the team, a reliable product. We kind of wanted to reuse our proprietary persistency framework, which is also from the 90s, but we maintain it ourselves, and one of the original developers is still involved in our company as well, so we could do that. Of course, the product support, and with all respect to the past, association seems to be alive and kicking more than ever these times, so not a very hard choice. And, no, and it's not a threat set, but having not a fat client anymore should also, if you need to change to another dialect, it should be a little bit easier. So how does StAP look like? We have three deployable units under Windows still. It's the REST APIs that feed the screens with the shops you just saw. And there is a Seaside single page application that our colleagues use to manage the policies and the claims. And there is a batch process that does batches and chores for the other two. This is a bit simplification of the Smalltalk stack. There's of course VA Smalltalk, the specificity framework I mentioned. There's a little bit of a JSON, both all deployment users, and a bunch of StAP shared code. Seaside request handling is also used for the APIs. And then for the Office application, Seaside Bootstrap and jQuery. And on top of that, the dedicated code for the 3 deployments.
And now a little demo. Let's see. Okay, here you see StAP Office. So this is the back office application used by OHRA colleagues. So yeah, Zoom. Oh, better. Okay, like this. I want to show you a couple of features. This is nice when you can build up a new application greenfield. You can apply ideas you've seen at other places. And well, one of the ideas was that we wanted to have a search field, which is always there. So, and this isn't. This is a smart search field, and I'll show you this. Yeah, yeah. It's you can search on multiple properties. So no rocket science, but it's very nice. The users like it. So in this example, I searched on an email address, but I could also search on a name or a relation number or no any of the properties you see here. And another cool feature, well, it's almost logical. It should work this way. Is when you search something and there's only one result, you directly go into this relation. These are all relations, and if there's only one result, you see this relation right away. I'll show you. So this is an email address that's only exists one time, once. So when I search this, oh, okay. This is the customer view. So this is another thing we wanted to show you. This is maybe not really. It's primarily functional. That's logical, I think, for a backend application. So we try to put all the essential information about the customer in one screen. And well, from this point, the user can find more information about the insurances or about the payments, etc., etc. Okay. Our application has several interfaces, and I'll mention them here. Primarily, and at first, the APIs we've built for the front ends. Okay. But also an interface to Molly for payments, and then Payment Factory, also financial. Mirrors is transactional email, an acceptance engine to check new customers. Of course, the Chamber of Commerce, and I Welcome, which is an identity and access manager.
Oh, some recap of the technologies we use. We are at VA Smalltalk 9.11 that ships with Seaside. And there are some packages from varsgoodies.com like Bootstrap. So thank you, Thorsten and Joachim, wherever you are. And we also use SPS PDF Lib, which is a library we once commissioned to SOAPs to write PDFs. And one more interesting thing is the Bootstrap tables. You saw these tables just a couple of seconds ago, and we have a little wrapper for that library as well. And we're still using StAP sockets for email, but I noticed that there is a new SMTP package coming with 9.2. So we probably change to that soon. And there's an Oracle database on the bottom of it all. So the future is yours.
Yeah, the future is mine. Yeah, we do this quick. Time is almost up. Future of StAP. Of course, we want to enhance our current propositions, and we really want to add new ones. But from a technical point of view, we're really looking forward. OHRA is going to the cloud, so also our applications. So yeah, we need to run the application in Amazon. Migrate from Windows to Linux because they are gonna be running in Docker containers. Well, they are going to be managed with Kubernetes, and yeah, we're thinking about possibly migrating to another database, and yeah, for the more long term, maybe migrating NV to Git.
Okay, we've already been working on the future a little bit. What you see here is on Windows a Docker with Ubuntu and some version of VA Smalltalk, I guess ECAP 2. And because I was curious how debugging would look like in such environment, and well, it looks like this. But Mariano has also been showing other ways of debugging this kind of stuff, so we will have a look at that too.
Okay, thank you.